Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Back with Samantha Bessudo Drucker, Jeffrey Drucker as well, the Love and Design Project, husband and wife team, helping to renovate, help those, especially in vertical spaces in big cities, to really work on their homes and building things beyond belief. Their work is amazing. You just got to point that out. We can go to the website, SamanthaBessudoDrucker.com. Also, what other website do you want to share?
SamanthaBessudoDrucker.com, and check us out at Love and Design Project on our Instagram.
Perfect. All right. Well, please introduce yourself. Say a little something to our listeners. I mean, I've gotten to know you the past few weeks, and boy, oh boy, I'm excited because in the spirit of St. Patty's Day, I know you have a little bit of a special show for today. So
Yes.
do you want to build a bar? This is a good topic because today's the day that, right? And I'm sure the city's hopping and popping today with the St. Patty's Day parade. But yeah, let's talk about that because a beautiful bar in a home could be a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. I'm Samantha Bessudo Drucker. I am a lifestyle genie, and my husband is an acclaimed architect, and we love city living. And in honor of St. Patty's Day, we thought we would talk about how to build a bar, because I'm from Boston.
I
so
love it. Bar. I can't say bar.
how to build a bar. So we're going to build it. We're going to talk about building a bar, and then we're going to talk about other great entertaining ideas.
But before we even get started about how to build a bar, and we're going to show you some examples today, there's so many ways you can actually do it. And you don't even have to start with a renovation. You could have a push cart tray that's elegant. It could be in silver or whatever it might be.
Okay.
You could set up a corner. The
nice thing about push carts is that they often have wheels.
Yeah.
You know, bar carts. Bar carts have wheels, so you can wheel them around to any part, any corner of your apartment. So that's useful.
So even if you didn't have time to do a renovation and you want to do something today, you still can do it. And we can tell you how later. But why don't we start, Samantha, with some of the projects we've been working on. This one in particular, which I'm showing an image of.
Oh, yes. So, you know, sometimes in life, you have a situation where you inherit a piece of property. So Jeffrey inherited an apartment from his parents, and we had to make room for both of us.
Yeah. So, but this is
you needed a little updating, right? Yeah. Often when you inherit a piece of property, hasn't been touched in a while and needs a lift.
So this is an entry hall, and people often ask us, what can you do out of an entry hall? It's just a passage to the living space or whatever that might be.
It is not useless space. It is not. You can make useless space really useful.
So this one here, especially if it's wide enough, if it's narrow, 3-4 feet, it's a little tough, but this one was about 6-7 feet. As you can see, this one has shelves, and it has file cabinets, and has desks. And all sorts of things that actually are antiquated.
Oh, you mean in length?
Okay.
It was a very narrow space.
So we thought about, how can we do it? And this was a cosmetic upgrade, so we didn't want to put all sorts of funds into it. So we actually went to IKEA. We picked out some of their standard units, which you can customize. And put it into a manner that we thought would work well, and that we could include a bar within that space. So ideally, we have guests, and believe it or not, we had as many as 35, 40 guests and more there. They come in, we put their coats in the coat closet, and we serve them a drink.
Wow.
And
I love it.
Right. Take your shoes off, have a drink. And so we did it very economically because we knew that, we wanted to move into the city. So what we did, those are the bookshelves. We did it floor to ceiling, and we wrapped it around to behind the entrance wall. So it was like a wraparound bookcase, as you can see here.
So this is the image of what it looks like.
And we made it look like a built-in.
Wow.
And we put the glasses, we put a cabinet for the glasses here. We actually, and we thought outside the box, it was actually shown as like a medicine cabinet at IKEA. So we put the glassware in here.
Wow, I love it.
And then on the bar, on top of the shoe cabinets, we hid the shoes in these cabinets here. And then on top, we laid marble on top of them to make them, fancy. And because you can put marble over anything and it instantly looks better. And then these upside down glass racks. And then the books all around with the glass storage behind the door.
So the marble was actually the same marble we used throughout the apartment. So it looked very uniform. It looked sleek. It looked like it was designed, not an afterthought. And that's the whole idea about design. You can do it economically, but do it in such a way that it's not an afterthought, that it's something that took some thinking about. And that when people walk into the space, they say, wow, this is an overall design.
Show the
Everything
after
works.
from the other angle.
Can you show again the before and after? That is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is
That's
before.
the before.
And it's not bad, but it's antiquated. And then the after, the floors underneath were revealed, new lighting, and not an expense, actually. I mean, it's moderate.
Let's build a bar.
Yeah.
Let's do like a built-in kind of
So
situation. And store all the books and have it wrap around.
Right, and
show from the
spaces
other,
for
the
glass.
next
And then
one.
this is the
That's
opposite
from
angle.
as you enter, this is what you see.
Right.
wow.
You see the books, the big art books all the way around the corner. We had a little hammock. We had a hammock.
Yeah,
in the
stay
living
tuned
room.
on the hammock. There's more about that.
And so you see the bars as you come in, right?
So there's kind of an introduction to the space. You're feeling the space, and you're walking through the space, and you're experiencing it. Not a large space, it's kind of a difficult lidded space, but a space that certainly was enhanced.
But above your doorway, if you have one of these older New York buildings that has a foyer like this, as you enter with this useless piece at the top, you can use that into bookshelf storage.
So useless turned useful. I love this.
Absolutely. So now we're going to show you another one, but another bar and additional things. This is in Florida, but we thought we'd show you quickly a video of what the construction space looks like when you're renovating. And even with the phasing, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's packages, there's plans on the wall. And things have to be protected and wrapped, and that hole there is where we're going to do the coffee maker.
So if you're going to do a gut renovation, just know that at some point it's going to kind of look like this.
But it's still livable, right? You had to move the pipe. You were able to get the water. Did you, or you stayed at the hotel?
I slept on the balcony.
That's right, the balcony,
and then you moved out into the balcony.
It's possible. Wow.
It is possible, and there's ways of organizing it. And obviously there was a different look to it during the day, and in the evening we were able to make some adjustments because things were covered.
But camping through this brought us closer together. I mean, truly was like a camping glamping situation.
So
but it brought us closer together.
But as I say, for the weak and the heart, don't try this at home.
Don't try it at home.
But even if you're, and you should be living someplace else at least most of the time, but this is an idea of what that's going to look like.
I married an architect, so this is what happens.
Yeah, no, definitely. And she's a trooper. So this space over here that we're showing you is the location that we selected for the coffee maker.
The coffee bar.
You told me all about that. It's an Italian brand, right?
Yes, because coffee bars also count as bars. Melee is a German company.
Oh, okay.
So this is still the renovation at about 50% in general. But we selected a wall that had a location behind it where there was plumbing. There was the master bathroom. We needed plumbing lines to plumb it, and we needed a good location.
That model is plumbed, which means it has fresh water. You don't have to change the water every 5 minutes. It takes its water fresh from the tap. It's always fresh water to make your coffee. Very important.
And we picked a space in the living room, which was opposite the bar, which we'll show you after, so that in the morning, you can get your coffee. And then, when you have a party, on one side, you have the coffee, the tea, the mocha, whatever. And on the other side, you have the cocktails. So this is what it looked like before: a hole in the wall, a cabinet, just to get an idea of what the feel is going to be. Wires all over the floor, all labeled, I might say. And this is the after. Okay.
Ta-da!
Right.
Beautiful.
And we'll show you if we can get this going a little video of it.
Yeah,
Sure.
And if you can see it here, it's in action. And there's vapor coming out. It's making a big latte mocha with the milk on the side. So, it's very aesthetic looking.
Yeah. And the fact it helps you save space. It's in your wall.
exactly. And right below that are drawers with built-in cabinetry that contain the cups, the saucers, the milk, the honey, the sugar, the soy milk. Well, I use hemp milk, but your milks, your sugars, your honeys, your tea selections, the cups and saucers, the espresso spoons. It's all stored there. So that freed up space in my kitchen.
And this is like having Starbucks at home, but even better because obviously you can grind anything you like.
I love it.
With the views we have from this apartment, you don't want to go.
And there's no coffee maker on the counter.
So
I freed up counter space.
Just a really fun thing, which is very useful and just makes you have a different feel in your apartment. So today's episode is really about including things that are fun, enjoyable, that have meaning to your life, and actually not so costly if you think about it ahead of time. If you do it later, it's more costly. You have to open up walls again. But if you have the walls open up, which we did here, think about those things.
And I think that if you do own your apartment, making investments in your home is always a good way to go. Especially in the world we live in now, even though we're no longer in lockdown, we all have, the world has shifted. So we all spend a whole lot more time in our homes, right? You and I, we're doing this podcast from our homes.
Yeah, it's the beauty of it.
It's the beauty of it. So you get to be with your family. And so investing in your home to make it more functional, more aesthetic, more enjoyable, more functional, always a great investment.
So now let's look at the opposite side of the coffee maker, the bar.
Men and their toys. This is really what's happening here.
Of course.
So this is the opposite side where we have at the bar and entertainment. And it was done, even though it looks very elegant, it was done economically. We bought the refrigerators from a manufacturer. We had them brought in. And then on the
we built cabinetry on either side.
It's the same cabinetry within the balance of the space. One side near the door has all our beach supplies and picnic baskets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, in this cabinet, if you can see here, we stashed our beach cooler with the wheels, right? The picnic beach
because
cooler.
Well, don't tell anybody, but we go down with some cocktails and wine.
Of course. I absolutely.
Exactly.
But instead to have this big, ugly plastic cooler thing that you don't know where to put it, I literally made a cabinet for it.
Oh my gosh.
And you have to think about your destination. If you're in a winter space here, in a space by the beach, you don't want to have the sand all over the place.
And then, so it makes sense. This one is the soft drinks, and then starts the wine and liquor.
Wow.
And then, and then in the end is
the liquor cabinet, all tucked away, hidden, clean.
The countertop, it's the same Italian marble. Then we have everything else against uniformity. It's the one with the waves, so that it has a synergy with the waves outside on the beach.
And uniform finishes make your
love those lights.
bigger.
The lighting coming down. What are those? That is just beautiful.
Well,
it reminded me of like seafoam bubbles, champagne bubbles. It reminded me of champagne bubbles, kind of like your backdrop.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same. I wanted a happy light. Thank you.
Thank you. It does change colors. We can have combinations.
It's LED.
If it's Christmas, we can have Christmas colors.
You can have mood lighting.
Or today for green, could you do green for St. Patrick's Day? Yeah.
We definitely can change it to green and orange for Halloween. So it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
People come in and it's a different look. We have other lights that way. Good pickup. Jill, definitely.
And let's talk about these desks for a second.
Oh, yes.
The tables.
Yes.
Because sometimes when we entertain and we throw big parties, occasionally we will hire a caterer or a bartender or a server. And so these are desks that we bought by themselves. We topped them with the same marble that everything in the apartment, the kitchen, the coffee bar, the bar is all topped in the same marble, doing two things: making a smaller apartment, making 2,000 square feet look like 3,000 square feet in the uniformity. And at the bottom, there are wheels.
Wow.
So when we have a bartender, we make him an L. We make him his own bartender booth.
That is so cool. I want to come over for a party. When's the celebration?
We've had many.
I'm sure.
The carts are also very useful. They are work carts. So during the day, we put our laptop on it. We move it sometimes to the window, whatever it might be. I just wanted to get back a little bit on the bar. The costs are fairly moderate. The under-counter refrigerator's gone anywhere from $400 to $650. Not so bad. The cabinetry is fairly reasonable. We talked about how we did that before. You go to a local shop, get it put together.
And if you want roll-out drawers for the liquor bottles, which I do recommend, so you're not bending down or trying to reach down deep inside, have a roll-out drawer for those heavier bottles.
Yeah, we need to add those on.
Yes. But don't worry, Jill. When we finish remodeling the Manhattan apartment, well, we haven't started yet, but when it's all done, absolutely we'll come over.
Is this the Florida? Is this the Florida apartment?
Florida.
We're showing you Florida.
I'm sorry, I must have missed. I thought that was New York City. I was like, that is huge space.
Yeah.
And it's not.
But it looks it the way you designed it. It sure does.
So let's take a look at the next one. And so this is from the bedroom, and some more amenities there as well. Jacuzzi that's overlooking the views north. A hammock within the space, which we can put up or down, depending on its
function. Favorite place to read is in that hammock.
Yeah, it's very, very comfortable.
Wow.
And if that wasn't enough, we said, to have the views of the ocean, your bed has to face the ocean, right? Because it's coming from north to south. You see the sun go up, you see the birds, the beautiful arena in the morning, everything that's going on. But at night, we all like to watch TV, but how do you watch TV if you're facing the windows? Well, we had the solution to that. So we put a projector in the back. And the projector.
So the blackout screen becomes the projector.
Yes.
Right. And this is a little video of what that looks like. So this is the blackout screen all the way down and projecting, and you have a full wall projection.
And because we did a stretched ceiling, you also see the projection on the ceiling.
Right. So this, which is a screensaver, is suddenly now a nice ambiance, relaxing. You might want to read a book. Certainly you can take a nap to this. But whatever images you want, or television, or whatever.
The home theater is my favorite component because it's really a very manageable investment, and the payback is big, because I know we all miss going to the movie theaters, but it's just not the same. And now, and when you go, it's expensive, right? And now you can be at home and have your own snacks and your own gluten-free organic snacks
and your alcohol. Not all movie theaters like BYOB, and you don't want to get caught, but yes.
Exactly. Your own bar. That's what I'm talking about. Jill, you understand. You feel me.
I feel it.
And I always go back to the economics. The economics on this is quite feasible today. You can get an Epson or an LG like we got anywhere from $1,200 to $2,400. That's not so bad.
Especially when you multiply it over time, what it costs to take your whole family to the movies these days.
Yeah.
Over time, it pays for itself.
Yes. And again, if you have everything opened up, think about this in advance, so that instead of having wires going on your ceilings or cutting holes, everything's open. Put those wires in advance. Bring in an IT specialist. Even Best Buy and places like that have specialists that will help you to a certain level. In this particular case, because we have speakers and audio visual throughout the apartment, we also have a small IT closet, which is actually very cool and gives us a lot of options about different types of sounds or music within the different spaces, including the shower.
I mean, there's all these big flat screens now, of course, but they're still big, bulky things, right?
Yeah.
And they're fragile, but if you can put a projector on the ceiling and use actual what you instead would have had a curtain or a shade and make a blackout screen, serve double purpose. It's all about things serving double purpose, getting things up off the floor, up off the counters, and using walls and ceilings to your advantage.
Flexible and multifunctional.
That's
right.
The way to go. And we'll talk, since we're on the topic of entertainment.
Yes. Is that the
By
bathtub?
the way, yes.
I'm not getting so close. I'm trying to get into the.
Yeah. And we should have mentioned that the bed that faces the projector screen is one that goes up and down, so you can adjust. You can recline how you want. So it's my favorite spot in the place. Yeah, it has a massage. Yes. So this is my happy place. It has all the jets, all the bells, Bluetooth, color therapy, whirlpool, micro silk, which is finely oxygenated bubbles that oxygenate the skin and the body.
Yeah, and obviously there's all different types of levels. In this particular case, we wanted a tub that could fit 2 people, so we could relax and look at the view. And it's all about the view in this particular.
And we did the marble floor to ceiling here to make it waterproof and also harmonious with the countertops. Right. Exactly.
In the shower,
I'm very proud of this. I am very proud of this. I said, Jeffrey, wouldn't it be cool if when we did the place over, we could have like a shower that faces the ocean? Maybe we could put an outdoor shower in. I was, tripping out.
Yeah, dollar signs keep on hitting my head constantly. Yeah, how am I going to do that? It actually wasn't so bad. What I did was I kept the water lines and the stacks where the plumbing was in the same location. That's your most expensive thing. But we were able to do a new opening that faces the bedroom with a glass door. And this view is sitting on the bench because it's a steam shower as well. So when you're sitting on the bench getting a steam, you can view the ocean.
That's right. And then as you pass through this glass door, there's a stack of glass shelves with towels with a sliding wall. Beautiful. So that you are not, people can be in the bedroom and you can still have your privacy because the wall just past this glass door slides.
But in general, as far as controls go, we have jets, and then we have a waterfall, and we have an overhead
cascade.
Yeah, but those often come all in one as one piece. They're not that expensive. Your plumber can just fit them in. So while we customize this, there's many ways to do that, and you can basically do that in any shower.
Super economically. Let's say you're a renter and you can't make big changes. These handheld units. So if you have an old-fashioned shower top, switch it out for an energy-saving handheld that has all the bells and whistles. You can have all the spritzes at different levels, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. And then so we added a lot of different features here. And then one last thing we want to talk about is the automation of shades. So obviously you can have your pull down with a cord or a
convertible walls. That's what we're talking about.
And that's fine. You can also have motor guys, and in most of the spaces we did have motor guys, especially the video. You certainly wanted to go up and down without going to the window and the doors. But we also used it, as Sam mentions, in locations where we wanted this multifunctional feature. So now this image, we're looking from the kitchen through the studio flex room and to the view. We did this purposely because when we're in the kitchen, we want to have as much views as possible. And this angle used to have a wall. And
I don't want to feel like I'm trapped in the kitchen. Nobody does. So I can, by making flexible walls and opening things up this way, can close it, open it up, and I still feel I can see what's going on everywhere and be sort of in control of
Yeah.
everything.
So, one way of doing that is with actual walls or doors that are motorized, and that can be kind of pricey. We chose a mid-range kind of option, which is the same type of shades, which are blackout shades. They're very thick,
And are
so they
those
have
remote
acoustic value.
control?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's motorized,
So that
and it goes up
slides
and down.
from
So
here,
that's
So-
beautiful.
just
Right.
past the range,
Right.
just past this oven range. It slides down just after that.
Right.
And then so the person in the bedroom, the flex room, television,
Yeah.
workout guest room, when this screen rolls down, not only do they have privacy, but they also have a ledge to put their stuff.
Right.
So
Wow.
this is a continuous bar.
Got it.
So
Beautiful.
these are all different types of ways to have that flexibility within limited space, which, all urban spaces are somewhat limited, and have flexibility in today's life. And we do work more at home. We are more at home. We want to entertain, and all those things require that type of flexibility. And if you think ahead and you do it while things are opened up, cost is much more minimal and affordable.
And I know we got to wrap it up, but before we go, I heard the good news.
What good news?
I love the shock factor. The fact that you're offering a sweepstakes for a week stay in your place in Florida. I'm joking. To VRBO, this is like Sam and Jeff's Pat is awesome. I'm just joking. But it's beautiful, really. And the work you've done, I love seeing step by step the before and afters. And I love that you showed so much today. Guys, this is a great show. And congrats on the success. When was this design completed, by the way, and then the renovation?
This took 2 years to start to finish, 2 years to design and source all the materials and plan, and 2 years to execute.
Well, that's because we're doing all kinds of other projects in between.
But
typically,
beautiful.
Typically it would be about 3 to 4 months to design and prep, including the orders, and then to build probably about 9 to 10 months.
Got it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Tell us
ago.
how we can reach you, please. We'll say goodbye.
Please. Thank you so much. And don't worry, Jill, you will be invited to the reveal of our Manhattan renovation. Absolutely. You will come to the reveal party. Please reach us at SamanthaBessudo.Drucker.com. Check us out at Love and Design Project on our YouTube channel, and go to Love and Design Project on our Instagram, and please give us a like.
Perfect. I checked you guys out last week. I started following you. Have a great day. Jeffrey, Samantha, pleasure being here again, and enjoy the weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.